You know who it is, and you know what time it is. Time to piss off some feminists, trad cucks, and whoever don't want to know the truth. Oh well, let's get started. What is going on, gents? It's R.P.M. here, reporting for Mobile Command. Now, gentlemen, it was only a matter of time before articles like this were going to start popping up. And what's the goal behind these articles? To create further division during a pandemic. This, gentlemen, is exactly how sick the Democratic Party truly is. Now, I myself am not in favor of neither party because, as I've stated in numerous videos before, the Democrats, the Republicans, voting for each one of those parties is the equivalent of choosing between a rattlesnake and a cobra to get bitten by. However, as we all know, when it comes to the Democratic Party, it is all about division. Now, this article was published on the 10th of April. Biden joins Democrats calling on CDC for further racial breakdown of the outbreak pandemic. Is there no low that the Democratic Party will sink to? However, I'm going to read what I can stomach from this, give my humble breakdown as to why they're trying to call this and what black men in particular should be looking out for. Presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden is joining a growing call for the release of comprehensive racial data on the outbreak pandemic, which he says has put a spotlight on inequity and the impact of quote-unquote structural racism. Boy, are they reaching. Biden's Medium post on Thursday said he's joining Democratic congressional members Ayanna Pressley, Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, Elizabeth Warren, and others who have also called for the Center for Disease Control and Prevention and other agencies to release more data. Biden says he wants data released on income to better help allocate resources to communities in need. Biden acknowledged this is an anxious, difficult time for all Americans, but he noted the disparate impact on Black Americans and Latinos, saying the virus can quote-unquote hit anyone, anywhere, but it doesn't affect every community, quote-unquote, equally. Now, gentlemen, you can read the rest of this article because that is about all I can stomach. Now, let's take a little trip down memory lane, shall we? But before we go there, let's look at the term community. A community is composed of what? Families. Now, if you look at the definition of a family, it is mother, father, children, a nuclear family unit. Now, if you look at the Black community, what has the image of family been boiled down to? Mother, children. Take that into account. Now, whenever I talk about the Black community, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, let's take a trip back to Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina was a disaster for the Black community. Why? Because, of course, the family units did not have the appropriate measures to actually sustain themselves. The black community is in shambles. Why? Because of the Democratic Party and their welfare state. Yes, we're going to call this exactly what it is. The Democratic Party destroyed the black community and replaced it with a vision of the black community that they wanted. No fathers whatsoever. Now, I'm not going to sit back here and say that Republicans didn't have anything to do with it either. Both parties unilaterally, did not want black fathers in the home. So we're going to call this exactly down the middle. However, the bigger portion of blame lies squarely on the backs of the women. Why? Because they were the ones who accepted these programs. See, no one was looking further down the line. They were saying, oh, you know what? We can get this money now. We don't need no man, blah, blah, blah. Then you throw in Hollywood constantly putting out propaganda against black fathers. Oh, we're strong and independent. Then you got music in telling black men to simp for single mothers. Yeah. All of this was one big, huge snowball effect. Hurricane Katrina. Black women were definitely victims of that. Why? As I stated before, there was no protection, there was no preparation. Now we have the outbreak, and a lot more black men are dying because of it. However, they want to still sit back and say, well, the black community minus the men. That's what they're not saying. Now, this right here is all one big sham. Now, why do I say that? It's simple. The Democrats are losing more black male voters by the day. However, if they can turn right back and say, well, you know what? So many black people, not men, but people, keyword, died because of Trump. So what they're going to try to do is try to sway more black men back to the Democratic plantation. And they're using this outbreak to try to do it. Gentlemen, that is some sick stuff right there. Yes, it is. However, I'm pretty sure a lot of black men who've taken the red pill in some way, shape, or form, who've gone MGTOW, SYSBM, IPMOR, they're going to see this for what this truly is. And hopefully they're going to move accordingly. Now, of course, the Pookies and the Ray Rays, you got to look at them. Are they able to vote? More than likely, no. Because those guys tend to be what? They tend to be criminals. And guess what? Criminals aren't allowed to vote. As of right now, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to change that. But as of now, felons are not allowed to vote. But I see completely through this article and articles like it. They're trying to create more division in a time where everybody should be trying to form up like Voltron. However, it is what it is. What do you expect from the Democrats? What do you expect from them? Lies, trickery, division. And it's not even covert anymore. It's overt. Now, the Republicans, yeah, I can say they're at least a little bit more covert with their stuff. But once again, I'm for neither party. Period, point blank. However, I do consider myself more right-leaning because I'm not a victim here. I've made my moves and I landed where I landed because I was smart enough to see the traps and avoid them. Unfortunately, a lot of black men don't see the traps. Why? Because they're too busy chasing black women's tails and being gaslit and being psychologically swayed against their own best interest. Once again, it is what it is. But I will definitely say, gentlemen, do not let this pandemic divide us even further. Don't. Do what you can, keep your head on the swivel, and understand things are always going to be in play to keep everybody divided. Hopefully, more people will see it for what it is, call it out, and say no more. Well, gentlemen, read the rest of this article. Let me know what you guys think. And ladies, the power is out. Feminism has definitely gone out right along with it, and now you're seeing your true fate. That's all I got to say for this one. R.P.M. I am